Hey everyone! I just posted on my Arabesque Aromas website about a really cool genealogical finding I discovered just by chance um, about my maternal great-great-grandmother, Philomena. And I was thinking about my favorite deck in my Celtic tree deck, the one I always bring with me when I go to Ireland, and the one I've had for like 20 some years and just cherish. And I thought I would just do a quick review on this card called the Sea. And it's beautiful and feminine energy. It's the maternal. And it does talk about ancestors, ancestral lands, ancestral knowledge, which I've just kind of revealed in my newsletter today, is one of my favorite topics. I love genealogy. I love the family history side of it too. I love the idea of my ancestors, as you can see from my chart right there. I've done a lot of genealogy work. It's the reason I got my master's degree in library science so long ago and really had a good time working in the archives and helping other people with their genealogy discoveries. I find it very meaningful work. And I just put up an essay actually on my website. It's $5 that I wrote when I was in library school. And it's about the power and like the transcendent nature and self-discovery that genealogy can give you. But I was also thinking when I was writing the newsletter about this card, and I thought I would read it to you. Just one little paragraph for the sea, which of course for Ireland, the sea, it makes sense that the sea is the only card in the deck that isn't a green growing thing, as Ireland is an island. And so is Malta, where Philomena comes from, my ancestor that I was writing about. And I have been to Ireland and I've loved it. And I also felt the power of like some little part of me, some part of my family line is from here. Like it had a really powerful feeling to me. And I imagine when I go to Malta, when, not if, when, because I'm going, I imagine there will be a similar sensation. Um, so I just wanted to read this beautiful meaning of this card in case this is something that's coming up for you. And it's something I would like to teach about a little bit more. And I do have a class I taught to my Sacred Wheel members in 2023, 2024 about just how to navigate ancestry, not from the point of letting AI do all the work for you and a bunch of strangers. Um, you don't know, like, if they are people who care about accuracy at all. So you can't base your tree on what other people do, even though that's kind of how genealogy works on Ancestry. You have to check your facts. And I have like a lot of little tricks and tidbits and like things like that that I like to talk about in my class. So I'm going to record that class as something I can offer to everybody for those who want to do it themselves. And then I'm currently doing consulting as a genealogist for someone else who doesn't want to do the work herself. So that's another option. Like I would like to do more of. I'm doing some now. I'm doing mine and I'm doing someone else's and getting paid for that. But I'm opening up my schedule for a little bit more of that because I find it such a worthwhile and important work. So just gonna read the C and then that's it. The C. Drawing this card indicates hidden knowledge. Like that was kind of what it was like for me when I researched my family name and discovered the root that connects to perfumery. That was so cool and just something I just had no idea about. And it almost made a little bit more sense about my own identity. So you can see what I'm talking about in further detail if you go to my current blog entry from 6/13/26. Drawing this card indicates hidden knowledge available when the moon and sea are full. These are hidden depths and resources, especially those with which you were born, those that you inherited. The sea, or water, represents the lunar and the female, and it is a link between your place of birth and the lands to which you may have to go on your spiritual passage. It also represents that which is maternal, and of course, travel itself. So, yes, it's been a really important thing for me to understand over time from my first trip to Ireland, and trying to make sense of like how powerful it was for me and how strongly I felt about the land and being there. And again, I'm having that same thing, like researching the Malta connection, and I just had no idea. So it was really cool. And the thing I think I most enjoy about researching family history are all these little like what do they call them in movies where there's like little hints everywhere, Easter eggs. It's almost like little Easter eggs, and then you kind of put them together and you have this greater sense of self-knowledge. So very exciting, very cool. One of my passions. And I thought that this card really perfectly represents kind of like what it's like to do your family heritage, like what it means, the kind of what you're doing. You're wading these waters while you're doing the actual historical research as well. So very juicy stuff. And I put up my essay. I was a little shy. I was thinking of doing it for a really long time and I never did. And then I found the cool Philomena Attard essay on Friday, and I felt kind of encouraged to just kind of post more about my passions here on my perfumery page. So, anyway, you can check out my essay for $5. You can download it. I'll have a class that I'll be offering in the fall, which is the time I usually do think of as connecting to the ancestors more. And I'm going to have more genealogy offerings coming soon.